Boy howdy, boys and girls, men and women of all ages and walks of life. We're going to start trying to get some of these guitars started on their way and to be finished. Anywho, you know I've got to put this neck on that body. And I did have to drill a new hole because I put this remodeled, better neck plate on here. Don't know if you can see that or not. Got my little name on it. Anyways, and of course we went, remember, and we changed this from being square or rectangular to this different spot here, to this different tier, so I can maybe get my hand in there a little better. So what we're doing today is, first we're going to drill out this hole here, the new hole. I'm just going to leave this for now. You know, maybe I can find a little button to put in there or something. You know, just, there's no really good way to fill that and have it look all perfect. Plus, you're never really going to see it. It's going to be on here. Anywho, but check this out. This plate, this new plate, came with these screws. Pretty nice little screw, very pretty, but kind of delicate. Here's the screw that came with the kit. And as you can see, there is quite a bit of difference in the size of them. So we're gonna go with this one because this is gonna hold it in better. I'm sure this would do the job, but you know us guitar players, we start going like this when we're playing, or you know, moving it around, stuff like that. You're gonna want a nice healthy screw in there to find purchase. So we say. So we say. Don't forget that statement. So we say. So anywho, what I'm doing right now is I got this all in here with these bigger screws, and now I'm gonna drill this out. How do we do that without drilling through the front? Well, I think I've showed you this kind of goofy trick before. And this trick's been around for probably centuries. Okay, we're going to use the existing hole, and we're just going to put a piece of tape on here as a stop. It really won't stop it if you push real hard, but it'll stop it good enough because you know you're not supposed to go any further. So let's just put this in here. And we'll put this piece of tape on here. Like so. And we will just wrap it around there a few times. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just needs to stop the darn thing. So we don't go through and have cooling holes in the top of our fretboard. Don't want that. Let's do it. Okay, I think that is going to be deep enough. Now I'm going to have to enlarge that a little bit. Let's just make sure. All right, I think that's going to work. Let's take that puppy out of there and get one just a tiny bit bigger. We will test this drill bit to see. Yeah, it's still kind of loose in there, don't you think? Yeah. Let's get one just a tad bit bigger, but because we do want these things to be able to dig into that. You know, this is digging in, so we're good. Let's go one bigger. Should have had all this stuff laid out so I wouldn't bore you to death. I think that's going to do the trick. And once again, we are going to perform our little depth charge. Okay. I don't remember what loop this is. Just trying to keep in the loop with my loops. All right. We don't want to get all carried away with going like this, you know, augering out so it won't even work. Okay, I think we're doing good. Let's drop that down in there. And we have not drilled through the face. I like this neck. I showed you this neck though, and it did have one problem, and I'm hoping that I will be able to overcome that with my my limited skills. I may end up having to take it out from my guy that kind of, on a couple of my guitars, I had to take it to a guy up in Grants Pass named Kurt Fire River Music. He's awesome. There's a number of really good guitar techs around this area. He's just really good. He's just honest and he's fair. And you know, he doesn't fix a bunch of junk you don't need fixed. So anyways, that's what we got going on. So let us see. We're test fitting this thing today, so let's test fit it. Let's do some puppy fits. Test fit this puppy. All right. And no, it's not going to look like this. It's going to be completely, once again, as I said before, it's going to be color sanded and then polished out. But let's just get this here a little bit. Get these a little bit in here. And this is our other big one. There's the tip of that one. That one. There's that one. And there's that line. So one thing I think I pointed out early on was that this was one of the ones, so far all my necks have fit really well. They've been tight, except for that one. The red one had a little bit of slop in it. This one also. So I put one single shim on this side, and I'm hoping that does the trick. Because you could still move it around if you wanted to in here, which we got to do. We got to, but we want it right up solid up against this side here. We don't want it off like that. So let's just see what happens if we do this. Okay. That looks pretty good. So we will use a screwdriver from this point on. Just like when you're building a car. You might want to just, you know, go from side to side like they do when you put heads on. When you put the heads on your engine in your car, you have to follow the manufacturer's series of the way you do it. Like you've got a head with 10 bolts in it like this. You don't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't go like that because it just tightens one side down. So you start in a certain pattern. You go here, here, there, 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 there. That's what I'm doing with this. It's probably overkill and not necessary, but hey, that's the era I grew up in, from side to side. All right, let's get serious here. Let's lay it down like we're supposed to, like we're supposed to. That's right, we're supposed to do that. Well, that was really tight though. might even have to go one drill bit step size bigger to get that all the way in. And we're not putting this all the way down hard. We just want to get it in here so that we can lay out a few other things on here. Make sure they all fit right, line up correctly. I lined it up earlier. But you know, sometimes things just happen. All right. So are we having fun yet? How many terrible faces have I made so far? I hope not too many. Although there is the contest. The silly faces contest, the work face. That ain't going anywhere. Wouldn't that be funny if it would have just fallen apart? Eh, probably not. Okay, so we got that. Here's the bridge that we're going to use. So let's just stick that on there. Got your little adjuster for your saddles. Okay. I believe those are the holes I'm going to deal with. Yeah, if I use this pick guard, I'll probably have to modify it a little bit. Now let's put the real one in there for a minute, with all the pickups and stuff in it. So let's see if this will fit in here, if we're going to have to actually modify this one too. Yep, we're going to have to modify this too. Widen it out a little bit. I believe that's about the way it sits. Well, so we got to do that. We got to mark that puppy, do some puppy marking. Didn't have to take much out, probably just right here and right here, because this bridge is a little beefier than the one that came with the kit. You know, these kits, they don't have the best quality stuff in them. You know, they make them kind of inexpensively in a foreign country, as we should say, and you kind of get what you pay for. If you buy a $500 guitar kit, it's going to be pretty good quality. If you buy a $200 or $150 guitar kit, you know, it's just not going to have as good as stuff. Like these pickups won't be that great. Although, if you saw me test out the green one I made, the sparkly green one, it used all stock components, even the bridge. That thing sounded great. Now I do have my others here. I got these puppies. I got them black and cream, either color, I don't know. But these are modern 4-way, humbucking, single coil style pickups. And they got 4 wires instead of 2. So you could wire up a bunch of fancy stuff if you wanted to, but I may leave this one pretty stock. But I don't know. You think I should put those fancy pickups in here? Just because I can? You know? Just not sure. Oh, looky here. We got a control panel. Just kind of just fakey stick that in here. If we can. Line it up with its little holes. Where are its little holes? Oh, way up here. So this would have to be, okay, now that's about where it's going to sit. Looking pretty cool, huh? I love these guitars. Good old-fashioned, basically student guitars. Shorter scale. 24-inch scale instead of a 25.5 or a 24 3/4. I really like the way the other one played. Now I did do a bunch of modifications to this neck, which I don't know if I showed you or not. I ground it down on the back, flattened it out a little bit, and then recurved the sides. So it's going to fit my little goofy hands a little better. That's looking pretty good, eh? Oh, except for that part. All right. So we got that there. Which pickguard do you like better? Come on. See, this one's just shaped differently. It doesn't come out and just make a round. The difference. Now, the funny thing is that I didn't even know this, but a lot of these Mustang and Duosonic type guitars, they had either pickguard. They could have this one, or they could have this one. Now, this one usually had the two little slider switches in it, instead of a three-way down here, which it's just a different electronic layout and gave you actually basically one extra type of sound, which is a really super thin, out of phase sound. I don't know, I like both of them. I like both of these pickguards. And this one's not finished, it would have to still be, you know, finessed into a place where it looked better. Anywho, gosh, getting a little long-winded here. You know, this is something that most of the guys do before, and I did do it semi before. I think I lined it up earlier with like 2 strings on it. And we don't even need to put every single thing on here right now. Just for some reason, I just decided I wanted to kind of do this today. You know, and I just threw away a spare set of strings that I had. But there's probably one in this bag. And we don't have our ferrules put in on the back yet. Got to do that. But that needs to come after we. So I really don't know why I'm doing this. Well, I'm not sure which Tone Ninja is the one with the Might be this one. It's all straight in a row. Yep. I love these. These are great. We'll see if they're great in the long run, but so far I really like these. $10 millimeter. That's what you need for these puppies. Got yourself a little 10 millimeter socket, deep well. Put these things on all day long. Yeah, I bought a, shall we just call it a lesser brand? And I bought about 3 sets of them because they were a swinging deal. You know how Americans are. We always look for the swinging deal. And you know, one of the sets was just totally not good. It was really, it felt like this bottom here, this bottom part here was grinding. Like the knurls were on the bottom side too. So when you went and turned the tuning peg, it kind of ground down to nothing, and the thing wouldn't work. Or when you tuned it, it would unscrew itself. So much for that crummy locking tuner. Anywho, let's see what we got in here. Well, now we got a set of turbo slinkies. We got a first one, we got a 9.5. So let's just line this thing up, okay? That's all we're doing today is lining it up. See if I can find my ferrules. All right. Well, what have I done with those little puppies? They're hiding here somewhere. Anyways, that's kind of what we're doing today. Just goofing around, trying to get some movement going. They were right where I left them. These, of course, will hold your strings. These are the ones that I drilled out myself. Certainly not tooting my own horn here because I didn't do it perfectly. Okay. Alright. So that's good. They'll come back out. You know, sometimes you get something like this in and it's in. It's not coming back out. But we still gotta, like I said, we gotta sand this and all kinds of stuff. So let's get a 10 millimeter. Let's kind of tighten these up a little bit so they won't slip too bad. All right, let's just put a string on this thing. See how we look, how we're lined up. Sorry this video is taking so long, but I just kind of wanted to get it going. Hey, look. It actually went through. That's something. Yeah, I've had this on before, now that I look at it. Try not to tighten it down too far, just get in enough so I've got a little pressure on it. Let's get number 9.5 out there, which I won't use this style string on this guitar. I will use heavier gauge strings because of the short scale length. Alright, let's see if we can't get this thing undone so we can... Okay, hopefully we can get this untangled. So I hope you guys are out there having a pretty darn blessed day. Yeah. Well, hopefully, well, I, not we, you guys had nothing to do with it. Alright guys, I'm not going to tighten it up real tight, I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. Well, it's looking like it's pretty darn close. They're not going off this way or that way when it gets down to here. I think we've got it, you guys. Alright, so that's what we did this morning. I'm going to leave you there with that. It's been, quite a long video. Anywho, like I said, I hope you're having a blessed and a wonderful day. Let's pray for our country, our fellow citizens. Anywho, see you guys later. Bye-bye.